Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on my Christmas Memories Hop with Miranda and Lisa, and today's day 9, Christmas Future, and my layout is titled Baking Spirits Bright, and I am working on a double page spread in the 6x8, and the left hand side is going to be a 6x8 in full size, and the right hand side is going to have two 3x4s and a 4x6 at the bottom. So I'm starting off with the left-hand side. I'm going to use this red paper. This is from Chamel, and I'm using this green paper at the top. This is from Paige Evans, and it's not her most current collection. I'm not really sure which collection it's from, actually, to be honest with you. But I really like that greenery on the top, so that's why I decided to go ahead and use it. And then I'm using this other piece of green that is from Chamel's one of Chamel's collections as well, and I think that is Sparkle City, if I am thinking correctly, but don't quote me on that. So if you need to know the papers, drop me a comment down below and I will definitely look them up for you. I just don't have them in front of me right now while I'm doing this voiceover. And so anyway, I decided to make the 4x6 be that greenery paper because I like it so much. It's actually one of my favorite papers that I've been using throughout this project, and so I've used it on a few pages. I'm trying not to put it on every page because I could definitely do that because I like it so much, but I do want to kind of scatter it throughout the album so it kind of just brings things together, and I actually even ordered more of that paper because I really like it. So I'm just putting this border strip across, and I am going to use this photo of my son and my mom, and they were making cinnamon rolls. And the reason I decided to use these photos is because today's theme is Christmas Future, and in these photos my mom is teaching us how to make the cinnamon rolls that my grandma always used to make for us growing up for Christmas morning. My mom kind of took on that task years and years ago, and she is to the point where she's ready to pass that on and have the future, generations take over the job. So the morning that we worked on this, it's actually an all-day project because it's you have to make everything. Like the dough has to rise. There's actually potato in the dough. You have to cook the potatoes and mash them and use the potato water, and I don't know. It's a very long process. So it started out the day with my son and my mom doing the potatoes and making the dough and letting it rise, and then the 3x4 picture that's going to be in the blank space there is going to be a full-size 3x4 of my daughter working on putting all of the cinnamon and sugar and all of the good stuff on the dough. So she came over later in the day after my grandson got up from his nap, and she kind of assembled all of the cinnamon rolls. And then there's a photo of the cinnamon rolls in the oven, and then a photo of me at the bottom because I got the job of taking everything out of the oven and making sure everything was baked and everything because my daughter couldn't stay super late because my grandson had to go home and go to bed in the evening. So it really was a family project, and I don't think any of us know all of the steps all of the way through, but hopefully this year we're going to get even better at it. So that is why I decided to use these photos. So that was a very long description of why, and in the process I have backed my photos with some white cardstock, which I have done on most of the pages in this album, not all of them, but most of them. And then I actually put a secondary mat of cream color, and I've done that on a few of the pages as well, and I'm just bringing in some of that cream, not because the papers I'm using in this particular layout have cream, but because other papers throughout the album have cream, and the cream went really well with the photos, because there's the big, the dough is cream colored and all of that. So I thought I will bring in the cream on this page also, because it is on several of the other pages throughout the album. So I have this puffy, thicker sticker set, and I wanted to use that Baking Spirits Bright, and I did have to use some additional adhesive to adhere those down because they're not sticky enough to really stay on their own. And again, I was just adding some more cream to that particular photo of the cinnamon rolls in the oven, and I didn't have a lot of cream paper with me because I'm not at my home while I'm filming this, and so I'm just using some scraps, and that's what you see there. And then I think these came possibly in last year's Advent from Redefined Creative, and it's a scrapbooking Advent calendar where you open up something each day for the first 24 days in December, and I think these came last year, possibly the year before. I had some leftover pieces from the year before, so I have kind of merged everything together, but I really like these trees, these Christmas trees, and so I decided to go ahead and use those, bringing in more of the green, and I just love the way they look. So I thought they would be just a lot of fun to use. And then I'm looking at this sticker set from Pink Fresh Studio. I've been using some of that. I've been using some of this paper from, I think this is from Heidi Swap. And I think these were all things that Shamel recommended last year in 2019 for her kit. And so I bought a bunch of this stuff, and then this is my 2019 album. I just never finished it last year. So I'm really glad to be working on it and finishing it up this year. And I do think the piece that has the to and from at the bottom of the 6x8 page, I'm not sure if that is actually from the cut apart sheet. That might be from Redefined Creative as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. Actually, a lot of this ephemera is leftover ephemera from other projects that I've done, and it's all just gotten thrown into this box, and I'm pulling from there, so I don't really know where every single bit is from. I do know some things, but other things I have no clue. And some of these things are really old. They've been in my stash for quite a long time, so I apologize for not being able to tell you where every single thing is from. So I'm bringing in these round pieces on the left-hand side. Everything is very square on that page. I thought it needed something a little bit more organic and softer in shape, and so that's why I decided to bring in those pieces. And I really liked that hexagon Merry and Bright piece in the bottom right-hand side, so I pulled that in, and I pulled in a little label underneath it. And I really liked the piece that said Holiday Traditions, because this really is a holiday tradition for us. The cinnamon rolls, at least, are definitely a holiday tradition, and kind of passing it on is, I guess, another holiday tradition. And I'm really glad my kids are learning how to do it from my mom, because I actually don't know how to do it myself. It's one of those things, maybe it skipped a generation. Anyway, I am pulling in also some pieces of pine bough, and I have punched those with that Tim Holtz punch, something I'm doing throughout my album, and I'm just doing it with vellum. It brings in texture, it doesn't bring in color, and it brings in continuity throughout the album because I'm using it on most of the pages, and it just adds a little something fun and soft to the pages. I'm also looking to see if I have any flair that I want to use, and that is epoxy flair from Scrap and Happy Studio. And then I have this button set from Pink Fresh, and I am using the epoxy out of the centers of the buttons because I don't like the thickness of the buttons. So that is kind of my MO. I will buy the buttons, but I don't actually use the wood pieces. They actually just go in the trash. So if that bothers you, I apologize, but they're just too thick for my albums, especially these little albums. It's busting at the seams at the end of it anyway, and so I just don't want to deal with it. So go down to my description box down below. There's a whole bunch of other people playing along, and check out all of their videos. This is a 12-day series that we started on the 12th, and we'll go through the 23rd. So you can go back and check the other days as well if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Here are the close-ups.